الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Out of his good heart, he came and backed the beef. He came in the aid of his brother. He doesn't care if there was an army waiting for him. The brother's iman must have been high, Allahumma barik. He came in the aid of his brother. In the process of coming, Akhi, he ended up coming across someone that he once upon a time knew, and in that process, he got stabbed in the chest. He took one stab, and the blade had two points. Yeah, and one of them went in his heart, and the other went in his lung. And in that process, while he was on the floor, the brothers around him said, Alhamdulillah, that he was saying his shahada. Like, people need to understand this, bro. If you don't live by it, if you don't implement it with your actions and your etiquettes and your manners, understand this, in the moment when you are dying, these words, La ilaha illallah, will not be easy. I'll tell you this now, my friend. And I remember the moment when I got stabbed. Wallahi, I remember in that moment when I'm saying La ilaha illallah, I remember the Fed standing above me trying to talk to me. Oh, first and foremost, bro, your breath danks, yeah? I'm not gonna lie to you, he must have been, I don't know, innit? My man's hovering above me. I understand what he's trying to do, yeah? He's trying to distract me because he sees that the stabbing is so severe, he's trying to distract me. My man's over, what's your name? Do you know where you are? Where are you coming back from? He's just trying to distract me. But in that process, I felt like this is the shaitan trying to distract me from reciting the words La ilaha illallah. And in that process, when I was in the process of dying, I saw my granddad. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I was the only person in my granddad's house back in Iraq where he actually died in front of me. Allah alhamdu, Allahumma ameen. And in that process, I remember seeing my granddad come to me. Wallah, bro, I believe it was the shaitan. I spoke to my local imam and so on. The way he described it, based on what I said, it was the shaitan that came into me in my last moments in the figure of my granddad, someone that was very beloved to me, someone that's passed away. And he came to me, he said to me, Ya Ayman, do not die upon those words. Ya Ayman, do not die upon those words. While I was reciting La ilaha illallah, Ya Ayman, I've died and I've seen. Sorry for my Spain family, they're not too close enough, Akhi. Man's not trying to give you khusul. Bismillah, yeah? I found him and I asked him for forgiveness. The man forgave me, walhamdulillah. Till today I still speak to him. Then I asked for forgiveness from my parents. I asked forgiveness from my neighbors. And in that process, Akhi, just understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you claim that you believe and you think you're not going to get tested? Of course I'm going to get tested. The first time I got stabbed was at a train station. I was on my way to a dentist appointment. After I never reached that dentist appointment, I needed to get this hole filled up. In Joe, I wasn't even looking after my teeth. I'll be real with you, Akhi. Krusty the clown out here. Didn't make no difference. But alhamdulillah, when I came out of jail, I was on my way to a dentist appointment. When I came across one of the brothers, when I came across one of the guys that I actually had fights with on road where I broke his jaw on 2 occasions, I found out this guy became a Muslim. So he came, we started talking, and in that process of talking to him, I found out he became a Muslim, and he asked me, Ayman, what are you going to do now? Are you still on the roads? I said to him, bro, forgive me for what I've done for you, and towards you. And I forgive you for what you've done towards me, because we're Muslims now. He said to me, what are you going to do right out part of the roads? I said to him, I'm only going to get my hands dirty in a situation where it's self-defense. I'm never going to go out of my way to think I'm the man nowadays to try and do, nah bro. It only in self-defense. If beef comes to me, but I'm going to serve you a cow. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm going to deal with it how it comes to me, you feel me? But the moment he left the train station, and this is a Muslim brother. So this is why it's very important, my brothers, yeah? You keep around Muslim brothers that are not just Muslim by name. They're Muslims by action, by their manners and their etiquettes. They're Muslims in what they preach, they implement. You understand? They're Muslims because you see them in a masjid, even if it's one salah a week. You see them on a Friday, I think that's enough for me. Jummah, that's enough for me to call him a Muslim brother. But this man decided to leave the train station with his boys, took out a knife and stabbed, got one of the youngest to come into the train station and stabbed me in my leg. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, the brother ran away screaming out, yes. I think I was his first victim. I took his life virginity away from him, so well done to you. But this man was so excited, wallah, I think he was skipping along the way. As he left the train station, Akhi, I was more upset that I couldn't reach my dentist appointment. So in that process, I ended up going to the hospital. I got a few stitches. The knife went in my leg, and it was my kneecap that actually stopped it from coming out of the other side. Very, very painful. Anyways, I got back home after coming out of the hospital. And my mother, I remember her seeing me, my jeans. And my jeans had a rip, and it had blood on it, dry blood, and so on and so forth. And in that moment, my mother turned to panic. She went into a panic mode. She started crying. And one of the reasons why she started crying, because she didn't realize that I've just come out of the hospital. She wanted me to go back to hospital, or sorry, go to hospital to get myself checked out. Bear in mind, my dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah? And the reason I'm saying sisters, because I know this is being recorded, so people online is going to see. Brothers looking around to see if there's any sisters here. It's okay, I know your gaze. So my dear respected brothers and sisters, in that moment I remember the reason why my mother went into a panic mode and stressed and started crying is because my mother has seen many of her kids go into the hospital for being stabbed over and over again. There was times where I come to the hospital because my brother's been stabbed, and I see my mother on the floor crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give her son another chance. Wallah al-Azim, like a dog that you see in the park rolling around. And I'm not saying my mother is a dog, nor was she rolling around, but she was on the floor making dua to Allah. And this is something that I'm telling you, which is a big thing. Whatever you want in your life, my dear respected brothers and sisters, go back to your mothers now. Ask them to make dua for you. If you want a family, if you want a house, you want a good job, you want to be obedient to Allah to your best of your abilities, you want to be obedient to them, ask your mother to make dua for you. Because your mother's dua is like an arrow that never misses its target, wallahi. And you know what? Sometimes you may think your mother's making dua for you and being delayed. It's not dua, the dua is being delayed. It is you yourself that are not walking towards that dua to be accepted. You're not taking the footsteps that it takes for you to make that dua be accepted. So let me ask you something, my dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah? Put your hands up right now if you've got a mother and a father. Put your hands up, bro. With pride, with energy, with passion, Akhi. Put your hands up, Akhi. And every single one of you are the ones that are blessed in this dunya right now. And every single one of you is over 6 years old, right? Right? Yeah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam only spent 6 years of his life with his mother. Is that fair to say that we have spent more than 6 years with our mothers, bro? He didn't even see his father. His father passed away when he was, before he was born. Is that correct, Sheikh? Yeah? Before he was born, not at the time when he was a baby. And we have our mothers and our fathers and we don't even appreciate them to our best of our abilities. We see your uncle and auntie, Akhi, me and the brother, we went to a talk the other day. The brother sees an auntie with a hunchback, carrying bags. But she has teenage sons. She has men that are married that will do more for their wives than they do for their mother. So shout out to you, bro, that you put your wife before your mother. You take your wife on the most expensive holidays. When was the last time you gave £50 to your mother, bro? Let's be real with ourselves, You're going to shisha bars. You're going to do every sin under the sun. You have the audacity to take your gal to a restaurant with alcohol on the table, and you have the audacity to say, yo, bro, ask me, bro, check if the food is halal. Sorry, but then you got alcohol on your table. It's not pick and choose, bro. It's not mix and match, Akhi. Your deen was added, wallahi, name me one thing in the deen that was made and created to be hard for you, bro. We were meant to pray over 50 times a day, but it got chopped down to 5. And people still think 5 times a day is hard. Allocate 5 minutes. 5 minutes to each salahi. That's 25 minutes a day. Some brothers don't even pray unless it's Friday. And when I mentioned this, like, brother, listen, you can't judge them, bro. At least it's Friday. Shut up, man. What are you talking about, bro? I understand, alhamdulillah, they're in the masjid. We appreciate that. But what about the other 34 salahs, bro, in your week? What about them? And this is what upsets me, with all due respect to the brothers that are working, the brothers that are on the mopeds. I've seen it happen. Brothers are saying, yo, Akhi, what time is the Jummah? Akhi, starts at 1:15. No. Not the talk, bro. I'm talking about the actual salah. Bro, it starts at 35, but no, I'd rather, no, bro, listen. We see man that park up their motorbike, still looking at their delivery, and come to the masjid and do what? Wallahi, they're praying with their helmet still on. Akhi, we trying to do headbutt on the floor. Akhi, am I lying? Brothers park their car anywhere and everybody that have become a nuisance to your neighbor that isn't even a Muslim, because you want to grab that 2 ruk'ah in Jummah. Akhi, the pavement has rights over you, the road has rights over you, your neighbor has rights over you, the tree you walk past has rights over you, bro. And brothers are neglecting it. You have the audacity to say, bro, my rights are not being fulfilled in my community. My rights are not being fulfilled at home. What rights have you given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because let me tell you something, Akhi, I mentioned this in my recent reminder that I did in grade, Wallah al-Azim. Wallah al-Azim. Wallah al-Azim. Your only company that you should treasure in this world is the company of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only vision that you and I need to have in this world is the vision of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the only comfort we're going to have in this world is the comfort of the grave. And Uthman ibn Affan, when he used to come to the grave, he used to weep like a child. He used to weep like a child. He used to get reminders, this and that. He never used to cry as much. But when it came to the grave, ya Akhi, this man used to weep, and he used to ask him, Ya Uthman, why are you weeping at this? He said, this is the beginning. Whatever was to come in your grave that is good, just remember, whatever is to come after that will be nothing but good. If you are being tortured in your grave, and whatever is bad, just understand whatever is to come after is going to be nothing but a misery and pain. And look at the legacy this man started. Till today, Uthman ibn Affan, the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his charity funds Mecca. His charity, his hotels are there. His water wells are there. His land that has trees with dates are still there. What legacy are you building, man? I'm not talking about the legacy you have with your vape and you're trying to blow out O's. Yeah? Yeah? Let's be real at. Man's putting it on social media. Let me make it clear, my brothers, bro. There's brothers around me that smoke shisha. I get onto them, but to a limit. There's brothers around me that smoke weed. I get onto them, but to a limit. There's brothers around me that listen to music and even do music. I get onto them, but with a limit. But do you know what I love about these brothers? Is they don't expose their sins publicly and openly by putting it online. Because the hadith mentions, listen to this very carefully, yeah? Every single person in my ummah, are we the ummah of the Prophet? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, are we? Yeah. Of course we are. He said every single one of us will be forgiven except the one that exposes his sin publicly and openly. So my brother, if you listen to music, bro, wipe up that window, Akhi. Yeah? You listen to shisha and Akhi, you don't need to show it and send it to a girl. You understand? Or vaping. And for the brothers, I mentioned this a lot because it's become so normal in our communities. I remember I got into one brother's car. Allah is my witness, and the brother's with me here, yeah? We got in the brother's car, yeah? I'm not saying it's the brother, but there was people in the car. So we're going to pick up a brother's car that's not around, but we're going to, wallahi, I think we found about 20 or 30 of these little vaping squares or boxes, whatever they are, that man was smoking.
Lost Mary.
Huh?
Called it Lost Mary.
Lost Mary.
My brother's smoking. Whoa.
Yo, don't ever expose your brother's sin, Akhi. Yo, Akhi, everyone forgive him. Baba, you need to ask him for forgiveness. Ask him, brother, so he can be vouching for you.
Tell him
I forgive you, Akhi. Yeah, bro. May Allah bless you, my bro. And may Allah bless you even more for forgiving him. I love you both for the sake of Allah. I mean, and the camera, please don't show them. They don't want the world to know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cut that out, yeah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, bless you, this thing akhirah. But look, Rosemary, what are you going to do? Get umbrella and go around like Harry Mary. Let's be real with ourselves, brothers, man. Is the Harry Mary good? Mary Poppins! What's the Harry Mary?
Who's married?
The only Mary I know was Merry Christmas or something. So alhamdulillah, my brothers, look, and I find about 20 or 30 of these things. And I say to myself, brother, this guy's a chimney, bro. What's my man doing, bro? And when you go in his car, you could smell it, it's got this aura. I understand it smells nice, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah? Yeah, let's be real, Akhi. Let's be real with ourselves. It smells nice. At the same time, Akhi, anything that is a harm to your body, Akhi, it's a sin upon you. I personally, wallahu alam, I'm not a scholar, I'm not an alim, I'm not an imam. I don't know, but all I know, yeah, anything that is a harm to your body, anything that is intoxicants to your body is haram. Shisha, weed, tobacco, alcohol, you name it. Vaping, actually is paralyzing people, bro. Look at the side effects of what vaping is doing to people. On top of that, shout out to the brothers. Allahumma barik. Wallahi, I'm doing this, yeah? So I cop this out and said, 9 strand, you head like because everybody's trying to use everything to cancel me, yeah? A'udhu billah, may Allah deal with you, expose you the same way you expose other brothers. Allahumma ameen. MashaAllah. Some brothers are half-hearted here, yeah? But ameen. But in this moment, Akhi, anything that has a harm to your body, understand, Akhi, you're going to be vouching. Your body is going to vouch against you, your body is going to tone, instead of stand in front of Allah and say, I didn't force him to smoke this. I didn't force him to eat this or drink this and so on and so forth. And this was killing our Muslims, bro. We decide to, follow the Quran and the Sunnah upon the understanding of Crawley, or upon the understanding of Slough, upon the understanding of the UK. We forgot that it's the Quran and the Sunnah upon the understanding of the companions, bro. The companions did everything under the sun for us. You understand? And I watched Umar's series. And I was watching Umar's series, the episode where Umar went to the woman's house, his sister's house. He went to her and then he stopped. In that process he can read the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being recited. So he listened. Then he stormed in. In that process of storming in, he slapped up his sister. He slapped up his brother-in-law. And he said, are you a follower of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? And his sister with pride, look at the pride she took at him. And aslamtu ya Umar. I believe I've taken the shahada. You are the worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in that process, Akhi, when Umar ibn Khattab sat down and he saw the paper underneath the cushion or whatever it may be, he decided to read it. And in that process of reading it, Akhi, his sister and his brother-in-law are watching him. And they could see that, alhamdulillah, that these words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have softened his heart. So he storms out, he goes towards the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He may have gone through the intention of hurting the Prophet. And some of the companions are with him, they're like, Umar is coming. Like, be prepared. And Hamza radiallahu anhu, my man's a genius. I must rat it, you get me? They opened up the doors, you get me? They opened up the door and Umar ibn Khattab came. And he took his shahada and believed in following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And these men were known for men that had dishonor. And Umar ibn Khattab mentioned this, before Islam we were a very dishonorable men. Buried last week. The very next day a 16-year-old boy called Isaac in Bristol took his shahada. Stuff like got buried on Monday. On Tuesday I went to Bristol. In Bristol on Tuesday, the man took his shahada. And look at the na'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That guidance doesn't come from me, the sheikh, the imam, the scholars, the people of knowledge, nor does it come from the Muslim leaders. The guidance comes from Allah and Allah alone. Remember that, Akhi. You add your 2 pence, and I always say this every single day before I leave the house. I want to be the reason why people fall in love with Islam. So look at your character and how you move yourself around, bro. On road. How do people see you? Are you the type of weight without even giving respect? I was there, bro. Man them used to bun act, man them used to listen to music, but when the uncles and the aunties are coming from a distance, we used to put that away. Out of respect. You man have no respect. I'm not saying you, man. I'm saying us, because bro, we're class as one. So your pain is my pain, and your misery is my misery, and your happiness is my happiness. And one of the other things that we are failing in, and I'm going to be honest, bro, is riba. We're involved heavily in interest. Man, are getting cars, buying houses or mortgages. Yes, there's different opinions, this and that, Akhi. Brothers are saying it's okay to eat gelatin and this and that. Akhi, be on the safe side, bro. Be on the safe side, Akhi. Just avoid it. Allah's made so much other things halal. It is better for us to struggle, bro. I was having a conversation with Jibril, the angel Jibril. And in this process, I think the sky split open. An angel came down. And in that moment when the angel came down, Akhi, angel Jibril made himself very, very smooth, vulnerable. And this angel came to Jibril, so he came to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ with 2 options. He asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, I've come to ask you, do you want to live like the kings of kings? In our day and age, if the Prophet ﷺ was here and the angel would come to claim him, Akhi, do you want to live more than Elon Musk and the Amazon guy and whoever they do? Do you want to live better than them? Do you want to have the mansions of those? Do you want to have the gold? So imagine, yeah? I'm not saying that don't pop this out and do a madness and say I'm a bid'ah to make it clear, yeah? I'm just giving you an example. Dusty guys, yeah? Making short clips of me getting everyone stuff lives anyway. So I'm just giving you an example. So we came and said, do you want to live like the kings of kings? Oh, Ya Rasulullah, do you want to live like a humble servant? What did your Nabi and my Nabi pick, bro? What did he pick? A humble servant. Akhi, there was times where every single household of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ didn't have one light, one fire lit in their home, bro, because they were eating dry food. To the level the hadith mentions that their waste, their droppings, were like the droppings of an animal. When was the last time? When was the last time we ever even suffered something like this, bro? Every man's eating good, bro. We got meat. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Halal butchers. We got meat every single day. The Prophet ﷺ went months without meat. So why are we trying to compare our lives with the brothers around us, bro? You're not a true believer until you love for your brother that's sitting right next to you to what you love for yourself, bro. And let me make it clear, Akhi. If you have any illnesses within your hearts, if you have an atom of hate or evil eye towards the brother or the sister that you know, Akhi, I ask you for the sake of Allah and for the sake of Allah alone, today is the day when you take it out of your system, bro. I couldn't give a damn if you use Zamzam water. I couldn't give a damn if you use hijama. I don't care, Akhi. Or you could just use yourself with your right intention, bro. So before I carry on, bro, right now, I'm going to ask every single one of you, Akhi, to spread the salam amongst one another. Behind you, the brother in front of you, sir. Go on. Salam the brothers, man. Salam for Sheikh. Habibi. Salam for Brother Hamza. Salam for Akhi. Habibi. Wa alaikum salam, Akhi. Yeah? May Allah bless you, brothers. MashaAllah. This is Islam, bro. Every single person is a different shade. There's brothers that come from the same mother and father, yet they are 2 different shades. Let alone the other shades that comes with the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And bear in mind, my dear respected brothers and sisters, wallahi there will come a time where you're going to be in my same position. And I'm not talking about the position of getting stabbed or getting shot. I'm talking about the position that you're going to be in those moments where you're fighting death. Are you scared of death? Because we shouldn't be scared of death. As Muslims, we're not scared of death. We are scared of the way we're going to die. We're scared of what we're going to die upon. There's brothers here, Akhi. You already know the situation with the Lamborghini that happened, that crashed into the Royal Mail guy. And in that process, the man is suffering. The man had a daughter inside the car. At the very same time, there was 2 teenagers and a 23-year-old that was in the Lamborghini. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give them shifa, the Muslims and the non-Muslims. But ask yourself, Akhi, how long is that postman going to be out of work? How long is his daughter going to be traumatized for? On top of that, the 23-year-old, what's he going to be saying to his family? Or what's he going to be saying to the family of the boys that he had in the car doing balloons, bro? Everybody's suffering from balloons, bro. Let's be honest, bro, the younger generation. I'm not here to expose my sin, Akhi. The same day I came out of jail, Sheikh, I don't know what it was. I came out of jail, 2014. One of the man then decided to give me, and I said, the balloon expanded quickly, yeah? The brother's giving me the balloon, and I said, bro, whatever you blow in, whatever you inhale, you have to exhale inside the balloon. I'm doing it again, keep going. Next thing I know, Akhi, my eardrums are gone. Like I said to you, I'm not here to expose my sin, but actually, let's be real, bro. I'm trying to tell you that I've done it before, once, never again. What the hell was that, Akhi? I ended up banging my head, Akhi, and I even got a cut. My brother's telling me, Akhi, we need to surprise. We need to, I was so stuck, I've got a cold on my head. My brother's telling me, Akhi, we still need to surprise mom and dad. We can't even take you to hospital right now. I got a lot of concussion, bro. Man landed beside the bed. But look at the situation that it does, Akhi. It stops you from getting oxygen to your head, to your brain. So that itself is a harmful, so therefore it becomes a sin. Balloons, Akhi, balloons are paralyzing people, bro. Balloons. Have you seen the side effects of people that are walking like zombies and they regret doing that? Now look at the man that drove a Range Rover with 2 girls in the car, relatives. Wallahu a'lam. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Range, and he had 2 girls in the car. He was driving 120 miles per hour, Akhi, and landed in the Tesla car park. He rolled over and then landed on the train tracks. That sister that passed away in that crash left a 5-year-old daughter because of a man that did balloons and he was high on drugs. Muslim, bro, Muslim. So let's be real with ourselves, Akhi. No disrespect to the shiyukh and the imam, Akhi. Any of us could fall into this. There could be a trauma that we go through in life, Akhi, takes you off the road. No one is safe, Akhi. No one is safe. Like the story of Abu Dhabi, radiyallahu anhu, one of the greatest companions. In that moment where they are gathering the booty of war, the shields, the gold, the swords, and so on and so forth, he was asking the opinions of the companions. In the process of asking of the opinions of the companions, when he got to Bilal radiyallahu anhu, which was known to be a dark-skinned companion. So it just goes to show that even companions make mistakes. Not to not to look down upon them, abadan. These men are up here compared to us, Akhi. But they themselves have mistakes. So when you go to Bilal radiallahu anhu, the black companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he gave his opinion, he didn't like it. So what did he say to Bilal? Even you son of a black woman, even you son of a slave, you have an opinion against me. When in other words he said, Akhi, only yesterday he was a slave. Who are you to have an opinion that goes against mine? What did he do? He went back to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He put his head down, went back to the Prophet. If there was an issue in our community right now, Akhi, let's be real, act. We're on the roads, act. We have the lingo, act. Yeah? If Bilal right now was amongst our community and he goes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what would he be labeled as? A what? A snitch. So he's a snitch, right? He went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He told him of the situation. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to go find Abu Darda grabbed him up, Akhi, in front of everyone, grabbed him up. He said, even you have jahiliyyah within yourself, telling you to fix up yourself. What did he do, bro? Did he want to go and get payback? Did he want to go and get his bow and arrow or the sword and ride out on a horse to make sure he removes the head of Bilal? Nah, that's not what he done, bro. He went looking for Bilal in front of everybody, Akhi. He put his head on the floor and he said, yeah, Bilal, I want you to step your foot on my head and let it be known that today everyone's going to realize who's the honored one and who's the dishonest one. What did Bilal radiallahu anhu do, bro? Did he stamp out his head? Because he got the opportunity. Because you know what? When we get people that come and apologize for their wrongdoing, we use this against them. We have this pride and arrogance. Apology is not enough. So you know what I'm going to do for you, Akhi? I'm going to do cripple walk over your head. No. Bilal radiallahu anhu decided to get on his knees, Akhi, and kiss the forehead of Abu Dhabi and said to him, I forgive you. What opportunity do you get as Muslims that when a man has made a mistake, that you will say you forgive, you forgive, you forgive. But no, a man doesn't want to hold it until you get to Yawm al-Qiyamah to use it against their fellow Muslim brother. And you expect to have mercy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And the situation with interest, and I'm going to be honest with you, when I came into Crawley, I've done a lot of charity here. We used to pick up clothes and so on and so forth. No, that's too long, it's too hot in here. Man's not hot. Listen. Yeah? Listen to this, bro. Yeah? In that process, I came to this, and I remember for a very long time, Akhi, that the interest is very high in Crawley. I remember coming to a brother's house, Akhi. We were doing construction next door, because I'm very good with my hands, Akhi, in many ways, alhamdulillah, yeah? So, Akhi, brothers, fear Allah with your mindsets, yeah? I like building stuff, alhamdulillah. Anything that I get, anything that my mind sees, alhamdulillah, I could do. If it's mechanic, if it's building, whatever it may be, alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me this ability to learn by seeing. So we was doing construction in a man's extension. In the process of doing this extension, Akhi, the next door neighbor decided to call me. And me and my friend, Muslims. He said, Akhi, we'd like you to come over to give us a quote on this extension that we're looking to do at our house. So no more, Akhi. We come to his house after the work. We went there. The brother goes to me, you need to give us a contract right now, even if you start to give the work in a year's time. But we need to do this right now. Let's sign the contract. I didn't know why he was so eager in doing it so quickly. So I said to him, Akhi, what's the push? Because we've got 2 more projects before we start. Oh, look, because it doesn't matter, just at least sign it so I can give you the money and at least it's out of the way. But there was more to it. So when we started talking to him more, he said, subhanAllah, he said, one of the reasons why he wants to do the contract of giving us 140 grand was because he's avoiding to pay zakat. And it's only 2.5% of 140 grand. Imagine this man stands in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're getting gassed. The angel comes to you. The angel gives you a sword. You're getting even more gassed. You're ready to ride out, Akhi. The angel gave you a sword. I'm ready. Now you're waiting for the angel to tell you, who's the pagans? You get me? This is Yawm al-Qiyamah, bro. Then the angel goes to you, go and fight Allah. Because you dealt with riba, you dealt with interest in the dunya. Look at the faces of the brothers that I just saw, the way their faces just dropped. Certain man were gassing, yeah, my man's riding out. I wasn't riding out in the dunya, and now it's actually I'm dead. But he told you go and ride out against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you deal with interest, you're in direct enemy to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me make that clear. Yeah? Let me make that clear to anybody that wants to go down this path. And on top of that, Akhi, zina has become so normal amongst our communities. Akhi, there was a guy that we knew, that I know. Akhi, in the process, may Allah shower him with His mercy. Allahumma ameen, Akhi. He died while committing zina in Morocco. Muslim boy. Had wife and a kid. Not saying Morocco is a bad country, yeah? I have a lot of Moroccan friends. Shout out to you, man. Don't let me carry, please don't cancel me. Jazakallah khairan. You know what I'm saying? We're all brothers out here. Yeah? He went abroad. Sorry, I have to put that disclaimer in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we love Moroccan brothers, Akhi. We need someone to hold up a sign now, yeah? That we love Moroccans, yeah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. But in this process, Akhi, he had a wife and son, had a wife and son, daughter, Wallahu a'lam, yeah? He went abroad, Akhi, with the mandate. And this was a good brother, you know. This was a good brother. A man that actually worshipped Allah to his best of his abilities. A man that was obedient to his wife, obedient to his parents. A man that did everything right. But because he went to Morocco with the bad company, I think, that he ended up falling into the trap of committing zina. And it all started off with one gaze. He didn't know when he's gay. And in that process, actually, he fell into committing zina. And in that process, he returned back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can fall into this, bro. With all due respect, Akhi, I'm not even saying, oh, you have to be a certain nationality, you know, if you're a good-looking guy or what as you, no. Akhi, we're Muslims. Allah naturally gives us this beauty. We're all beautiful to somebody. And every single one of us, Akhi, and let me tell you this, my dear respected brothers, yeah? Don't ever put yourself down for no one. No gal, and none of the man them around you. Because best believe, Akhi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you. If your nose is big like mine, I can understand Allah allocated that for you. Even though my nose got broken on 2 occasions by my dad, subhanallah. Shout out to you, Dad. I learned my lesson. Yeah? But do you understand where I'm coming from? If your ears are out of shape, if your head is bigger than normal, whatever it may be, like, I'm being real, Allah allocated that to you. Allah designed you the way you are. This is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't ever put yourself down. Don't ever let someone else put you down. And the person that puts you down, my Muslim brother and sister, understand it's time for you to walk away, Akhi. I'm not telling you to cut ties, bro, because as Muslims we don't cut our ties with our brothers. But take a step back, Akhi. Because these people are not for you, bro. These people are only to put you down to make themselves look good, because guess what? They're the ones that are insecure. So understand this, Akhi. Allah loves you. Allah wants you to come back to Him. Allah wants you to be updated, Akhi. And I'm not talking about the iPhone update that we get every few months, where you need to update and make sure that's connected to a charger and it's connected to Wi-Fi. Nah, bro. The update of your Iman, the update of your Salah. Allah's waiting for that, bro. When is the update going to be at? What about the update of giving charity at? It takes £1, my brother, to change a life. A man that must spending £5 to £10 on vaping. What life have you changed, Ak? Absolutely nobody. Except yourself, but you changed it for the one doing it. And I say this to the brothers, and I'm sorry to say this, Sheikh, yeah? But I'm going to be very, very detailed, yeah? I'm going to be very, very detailed, inshallah. And one of the things I'm going to be detailed about, Akhi, is our Muslim youngsters are falling into the traps of pornography. I'm sorry, man. No one's going to talk about who the hell is going to talk about it. So I'm going to be saying, I'd rather it coming from me, because I want to demand them, instead of coming from an imam or a sheikh. Allahumma barik, I don't think there will be, you know what I'm saying? But let me make it clear, bro. For the brothers that are involved in watching pornography behind closed doors, Akhi, or even with your man, because there's no shame nowadays. Man watching pornography and showing it to the man next to him. Let me make it clear right now, Akhi. You are a scumbag. I'm being real. I don't give a damn if you're telling me why is Akhi Ayman talking like this. Akhi, I'm gonna tell you point blank in your face. You are a scum. You're going out of your way to do this nasty filthiness behind closed doors. Watching pornography. Understand this, Akhi. The more you watch pornography, the more less masculine you're going to be, bro. You're not the man of this ummah, bro. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Man, them are good with their hands in a certain manner, Akhi. But what about when push comes to shove, bro, where you have to defend this deen, bro? How are you going to react, bro? Huh? My brothers are doing every nasty act behind closed doors. And being in this moment to yourself like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not seeing you. But let me tell you something, my guy. You want to be involved in this nasty film business? The brothers contact me, go, I can contact me, like, bro, how do I get away from pornography, Akhi? I'm addicted to it. Akhi's being honest. I said to him, Akhi, you know what? One of the things you should do, Akhi, record yourself watching pornography and doing these sick acts. Record yourself. And then watch back yourself. And imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeing you the way you're seeing yourself. Laugh, Akhi, laugh. But this is facts, bro. You understand? So as the brother pulled me up, Akhi. I was on the road, Akhi. About to get, you know what I'm saying? But watch yourselves, Akhi. And then you'll realize how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you, but not in that manner. But you understand, Allah's watching you, bro. And you're doing these sick acts. Of Wallahi, what's worse nowadays is the sisters are being involved in this. A sister contacts me and says, yeah, Akhi, I'm addicted to pornography because my kuffar friends got me involved. Hijabi, my brother, a hijabi. And I'm not just talking about just a headscarf, Akhi. A hijabi is someone that establishes her modesty from head to toe. It's not just above the shoulder. Someone that doesn't show her figure by putting these nasty belts around her waist. And let me make it clear to the brothers that have sisters, or have wives, or have cousins. Let me make it clear, or the sisters that are watching, Akhi. The woman that has these belts around her waist and showing her body figure, the hadith mentions, you would not come 500 years of the distance of Jannah because you're showing your body figure. The Prophet Muhammad also mentioned there will come a time where women are clothed but yet naked. You don't know what I'm talking about, bro. Let's just be real, right? Yeah. We're seeing it with our Muslim sisters. But wallahi, I don't blame them. I blame men in our society. Because if we had men that had haya, that had some sort of shame, that had men that are leaders in and outside the household, and they didn't commit these major sins in front of them, then these sisters wouldn't be so comfortable in doing so. Am I right? Wallahi, I'm right. And I start with myself, bro, because I was once upon a time that scumbag that had no shame, that they couldn't give a damn, and I got 3 sisters, bro. And this is the situation that we all are falling into. So ask yourselves today, bro, if the angel of death comes to you right now, are you prepared in seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are you ready to see Him? Are you ready to have those 3 questions in the grave? Some people say it's 4, I don't think it's 4, it's 3. Even the mic said, you know what I'm saying? Even the mic knows to be the truth. 3 questions in the grave, and that's the questions as who's your Lord, what's your deen, and who's your Prophet? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And I'm asking every single one of you now to close your lips. I don't want to know you man to answer. If I ask you who's your Lord, you can't answer. What's your deen, bro? You know, some brothers are trying to hum. Why are you? Man's humming. Why are you? What, do you live on a tree? Well, you're humming, but. And who's your Prophet? You don't have a reply at. You genuinely don't have a reply because you feel like you can't do it. But if you live by who's your Lord, and what's your deen, and who's your Prophet, these questions will be easily answered. Wallahi, they will be easily answered. So I ask all of us, my dear respected brothers and sisters, that we act upon these. That our company in this dunya, like I said once again, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our vision is the vision of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And our comfort that we're going to get in this dunya, because people think they're going to catch their first million and they're going to be comfortable. No, bro. If the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam chose to be a humble and a poor servant, then I would rather be a humble than a poor servant. This is not to downplay any of the brothers that have business, because there's millionaires around me, bro. But what they do when they get their millions, actually, they want more money. You know why they want more money? Because they want to give more opportunities to give it away. Not brothers like this guy that wants to take, that wants to avoid paying 2.5%. I'm glad that the day before, hey, listen to this, the day before he came and whispered in my ear, I'm keeping up with my 5 daily prayers. Another brother I know, there's been many actually, yeah? Actually I don't want to say it. Copyright, the family might get onto me, I'll leave it. There's quite a few families that reaching out to me saying, you haven't seek permission, so I'd rather not. But there's brothers here, I think, that are doing everything under the sun, that are being obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that are learning the religion, that are following the Quran and Sunnah, that are even going and memorizing Juz Anda and the rest of the Quran. The moment they get in the wrong company, Akhi, some of them are even in the hospital. There's brother with me right now. There's people that he sees from 3 boroughs in East London. They come from a good home, bro. They live in a mansion, and them man, they are trapping. Why are you trapping, bro? And the moment you're laying down in a hospital like this, Akhi, and you have the audacity, Akhi, listen to this, you absolute scumbag. You have the audacity to be fed by your mother. You're being fed by your mother, bro, when you could be texting the next gal. Or, and this is the thing, you're showing your scars. Look at my battle scars, bro. Look at your battle scars there, bro. What about the battle scars that you have within your heart because you're going against every single thing that your soul is eager to be going towards, and best believe, my dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah, that your heart is designed to only beat for the sake of Allah, to only love for the sake of Allah, to only care for the sake of Allah. Your heart was designed to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. You see, there's certain speakers, like myself, like I'm a waste man, I'm going to speak for myself, I think. A lot of people come, subhanallah, they're moving like fans, I think. Yeah? As the Sheikh mentioned, upgrade to yourself to aircon, yeah? You're not fans to nobody except the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I'm going to ask you this, my dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah? You come and take your deen from speakers, and I'm not saying you take your deen from me, but you have your imam that's been waiting for you to come back to the masjid. You have your imam that's waiting for you to come back. And yet you only come back for the certain speakers that you relate to, which is a good thing anyway. But where was you for Fajr, bro? Where was you for Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, if you knew the reward of coming to Fajr and Isha, you would come crawling, Akhi, crawling, and you're from crawling. So make sure you come crawling. You hear me? So come here, my dear respected brothers and sisters. Wallahi, if you are the first one to go and practice this deed, Akhi, push your father to come. Because we have our adults in our family. We have our mothers and our fathers that are a bit off the deen. But we can't use our arrogance against them. We can't be pushing our pride against them. Like, Mum and Dad, when was the last time you prayed? This is not from a Muslim, bro. But you encourage them, Mum, Dad, you know what? Look, there's a talk at the masjid, should we go there? Mum, Dad, wake me up for Fajr. Maybe they don't pray Fajr, but you are encouraging me. Actually, I remember a brother that had a Muslim father, but he was with his mother that was a non-believer. He became a Muslim, now he's in competition with his dad, because his father's been a Muslim, and his father wasn't even practicing. He doesn't remember the last time he prayed. And now that he became a Muslim, his father sees his son, that is 24, 25 years old, praying. Now he's in competition with his own son to see who's going to pray most of his salahs today. Who's going to give more charity today? Who's going to be the one that's going to be encouraging one another to go to the mosque? Look at how his father that hasn't practiced the deen his whole life. But the moment his son took his shahada, now they're in competition with one another. This is Islam. Where you things, inshallah. If you make the dunya your priority, your akhirah is a long distance away. But wallahi, Allah be my witness, and every imam, and every alim, and every scholar, and every single person that came and spread this deen prior to us right now will tell you the exact same thing, that if you make your akhirah your priority, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will throw doors at you that you never knew could open. Because the dunya will chase you, my dear respected brothers and sisters. But you've got to work on a few things, inshallah. And that's your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything comes with it. Your relationship with your salah, your relationship with your Quran. And if your Quran has dust on it, my dear respected brother, you can go home, rub that dust off. It's not just there on a bookshelf for you to make it look good for your visitors to come there. And you know, don't be like one of those people where you sit down in your house and you've got a bookshelf, Allahumma barik, you have every book under the sun, you're there making videos, making sure that you're the man. But in reality, when was the last time you opened those books, bro? So you follow the Quran, you establish your 5 daily prayers. A man came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Ya Rasulullah, if I pray my 5 daily prayers, if I pay zakat, when it's allocated to pay, and if I pray, and if I do hajj, if the means if it has the means to do it, Akhi Ayman, shaitan tried to distract me there, yeah? Tuf alayk, yeah? So imagine if your means are being, if the means were given to you and you do it, then your hajj is right. He said, if I do those things, basic things, will that enter Jannah? He replied, yes. And then therefore he went, I'm not going to do anything more, nor am I going to do anything less than what you've just agreed upon. Look how simple the deen has become, bro. Quran, Sunnah, companions, Tabi'een, the scholars that came after, and so on and so forth. You follow them. Your second relationship that you need to work on, is your relationship with your family. I'm from Iraq, bro. There's beef back home. Assalamu alaikum, they died, that land belongs to me. We all suffer from it, bro. You live in Asia, Africa, Middle East, Akhi. When there's a land or a house involved, Akhi, they're jumping back home and there's arguments. Let's be real with ourselves. Let's not lie to ourselves, Akhi. Sometimes we come in the house, we hear it by default. Our families and our fathers and mothers are arguing about it. And then they told you cannot listen, so you cannot talk to your cousins or uncles from that side of the family because of so and so reasons. Akhi, I told you this now, my dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah? You don't cut the ties of kinship. Even if it means you have to do it out of wisdom, behind your mother and your father's back, to not cut ties with your family, you still have to do it. Because that's your blood. So let's make it clear. And you don't have to tell your family, so your mother and your father, due to your wisdom of not upsetting them. Let's make that clear, yeah? It's not giving a fatwa, bro, but you don't cut the ties of kinship. Yeah? And your last relationship, and I believe is more important than your second relationship, but out of respect for the second relationship, is your relationship with yourself. How are you mentally, bro? How are you spiritually, I think? Are you the clown of your circle that always likes to joke around? Or are you the man that always likes to remember, also to remind the brothers around you it's time to pray? Or bro, it's time to go to the mosque. Jum'ah's around the corner. Let's do an ayah today. You know what? Let's look at a video online to benefit something from it. You're sitting in the car, Akhi. Man, I'm scrolling through TikTok. Fitnagram. You understand? What are we doing with ourselves, Akhi? Your relationship with yourself is what counts, Akhi. Some of us are mentally disturbed. Wallahi, I feel like I'm one of them. Oh my days, someone's going to crop this out. Who gave this guy a platform when he's mentally disturbed? He says it. I'm mentally disturbed too. We're all mentally disturbed, Akhi. Let's be real with ourselves, Akhi. We're all suffering from something, Akhi. Some of us are physically sick. Some of us are spiritually sick. Some of us are verbally sick because we can't control the stuff that comes out of our mouth. Some of us are also physically, mentally, verbally, and spiritually, yeah. And some of us are financially sick. You know why, Akhi? Because even though we've got millions in the bank account, but we are still financially sick because we want more. We want more. So I'm going to ask you this, my dear respected brothers and sisters. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Wallah, I truly do. And anything I have said is because of a slip of the tongue. Forgive me for it. Instead of making a video talking against me, I can come and advise me like the Prophet. This is what true brotherhood is. I don't record my own content. So therefore, whatever video goes out there, please be mindful. that if you're going to post it out there, akhi, of any speaker, even your local imam, use your wisdom app. Is it going to get him a backlash? If the answer is yes, akhi, do not post it. If the answer is that he's going to benefit the people, akhi, post it in order for it to be a reminder for yourself, for myself. Muslims, bro, is it fair for the sister? And the sister has to now had to get buried, and she was a student, bro, she had no family. How do we live with ourselves to know that we let down that sister? The brother that got killed that we buried the other day, he got killed by another Muslim. Muslims have lost on it, my man. And you expect you want victory and you want to ride out? You want to ride out for the sake of Allah and say we're here to fight for the deen, akhi? Fight for yourself, my boy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says save yourselves first and then your family. You can't even save yourself from what you see online. You think you're going to save the ummah, bro? Let's be real, be real to yourself, my bro. I love you all for the sake of Allah. And inshallah, I don't know if you want to do Q&A, Shaykh, it's up to you. We just finished, alhamdulillah. We keep it that way. Any questions that you have, akhi, ask yourself first. While looking in the mirror. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Jazakallah khairan for your time. I know it's very hot, brothers, yeah? So inshallah, a sperm that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allocated me to be a human. We are nobody. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rectify our intentions. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sit down. Yeah, brothers. MashaAllah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to use you as a tool for someone else to fall in love with the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I love you all for the sake of Allah. We should have good etiquettes, my brothers. Because next door is a church. Next door is a church, bro. So these people will learn based on the characteristics and the manners that you show them, bro. They still have rights over you and they don't even believe in Allah. Remember that. Our actions is what will, inshallah wa ta'ala, soften their hearts for them to be seen in this masjid once upon a time. So remember that. I love you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh, just a quick announcement, inshallah.